Hey safety fans, welcome back to the final episode of the Construction Connection, our monthly video series focusing on safety in the construction industry. Today, we're going to be talking about training and what kind of topics that construction workers need to know before working on a job site. Let's take a look at one of SCT's safety classrooms. And here's SCT Small Business Director, Jay Medlock.
What's going on, Liz?
Jay, do you mind if I ask you a couple questions about training in the construction industry?
No, not at all.
All right. Now, you've worked safety project management on glass furnaces, nuclear power plants, and other construction projects, right?
Yep.
Now, is there any commonality between that kind of training from project to project? Is there like a baseline that construction workers should have?
That's a really good question that Liz brings up. I think as a baseline, I would recommend all workers have an OSHA 10. That will give you a really solid base with the focus for fall prevention, electrical, crush by, struck in between, and along with an introduction to OSHA. I think it's important for all construction workers to have that baseline where they can recognize basic hazards on a job site. Going a little bit further than that is supervisors having an OSHA 30 where they can be deemed competent persons and really take that next step to hazard identification, hazard prevention, and then all the way to injury prevention on your job sites.
Well, those sound like they cover the basics. Do they require any refresher annually?
That's a good question. The OSHA 10 and OSHA 30 themselves don't require refreshers, but I do recommend that people participate in a safety stand-down day. Usually can be an 8-hour day annually where we can refresh on not only what's new in the OSHA standards, but retrain your employees when it comes to fall protection, confined space, or any other hazards that you see on an annual basis.
You mentioned a couple specific courses there. Now, last week we were talking with SCT Supply Manager Bo Wazinski, and he mentioned respirators, and we were talking about silica and the updated standard. Mm-hmm. Is that something that you're seeing a focus on?
Yeah, I think silica is, well, first it's a national emphasis program per OSHA, which is really important. If they see you working with silica, even dry cutting with a circular saw or something, there's a very high likelihood that they're going to stop and check out and see what you're doing. The new standard essentially cuts the permissible exposure limit in half, which is a fairly large decrease from 100 to 50 micrograms per cubic meter. I think it's important that people call us to make sure that their employees are protected. With such a drastic decrease in the permissible exposure levels, we really want to make sure that everyone's protected, wearing the proper PPE, and you don't have long-term claims and chronic illnesses such as silicosis in 30 years or something like that.
For a refresher course or an initial course in silica, what's the hours?
A silica awareness course for your employees can probably be conducted in 2 hours, but it's also good that we can do this site-specific wise. So no matter what you're doing with silica, it's in a lot of building materials, concrete, refractory. So we'd like to take a look at what you're operating with and what kind of engineering controls you're using. Are you using water? Are you using local exhaust ventilation? Is it just respirators? So we go through the hierarchy of controls with you so that you're comfortable and you're compliant and your employees are protected, which is the most important thing, right?
Great. Well, thank you so much, Jay. It was good bumping into you.
Absolutely.
Thank you, safety fans, for joining us this month in our exploration of construction safety. Join us next month as we tackle the hazards associated with fall protection. As always, for all your occupational safety and health needs, contact SCT at 1-800-204-1729 or visit our website at www.sct.us.com. Thanks for watching.